What is the deal, beautiful people? My name is Ramon. This is Lifestyle Defined. And on this channel, we talk about tech all day, every day. Today, we're talking about your dating life and iPhones. And this is something that I have to say is very real. Some people may not believe it, but I have overheard people in various social situations, mostly bars, out getting slithered. People talk about those who do not have iPhones like it's a real thing, and you would love to think as a society we are not that vain. Check again. So this survey was sort of carried out by a company called Decluttr, and they put everything nicely in an infographic, which I think is infographic. Who still uses those? But anyway, there are a few things here that sort of stand out and that are totally believable based on what I've seen and speaking to many people. 70% of people prefer that the person they're dating to have an iPhone. Now, as a Windows whore or a Microsoft whore, and now an Android person because Microsoft fell flat on their face with Windows Phone, this is sort of, it's something that gets me defensive. What do you mean? So I'm not dope because I don't have an iPhone? And I guess the answer to that is, to most people, yes. You know, there's so many vain reasons around it. But digging into that infographic, some of the reasons people gave as to why they prefer someone they're dating to have an iPhone is having an iPhone is the person who has an iPhone is viewed as sophisticated, which I think is the utmost ignorance, but okay. And I think that goes a lot to validate the Apple cult, Apple's marketing and how they're out there, you know, with their English voice. And we gave it no headphone jack because we don't give a fuck about your headphone jack. You'll buy this dongle. And everyone's like, yes, I will buy this dongle, right? And that makes you sophisticated. So there's that, which I think it's so telling. And this is just from a surface level. I feel like if you took most people to the side and you explained to them, first you define sophisticated, right? And then you explain to them how much Apple is behind in almost all aspects, even design these days. And they'll be like, oh, okay. Okay. But at the end of the day, they're still going to have that iPhone. And that comes to a part that was, me personally, I've seen so many times, is this iMessage conversation, this blue bubble versus green bubble. So when you have an iPhone, you innately have iMessage, and iMessage is connected to the Apple servers, and those all users who have an iPhone, their messages automatically recognize each other, and they get all these different features because of it. Fine, cool. When you do not have an iPhone, the text bubble that appears in the chat is green. And there's so many memes out there, so many conversations where people are like, ooh, he has a green button. I'm not responding to this. Like, you may think it's a joke, but it's for real. And I think that is super vain, and it's just the tackiest shit on the face of the planet Earth, but it is real. And then even on that infograph, there's this interesting part where 33% of men who, when they see a female with a cracked screen, they equate that to financial insecurity. Like, what? Now, that one may sound bad, but you know what? It took me a while to understand that one, because I would often see people. I live in New York, and I use a subway to go to work, and I would see people, yes, thousands of iPhones on a daily basis, and some of them be cracked, and I just look at them like, yo, go fix your phone. You know? And this is not a woman thing, it's a man thing, it's a woman thing, it's an everybody thing. Some people just are clumsy, and it's crazy to me that people would just walk around with a cracked screen, but I don't think it necessarily relates to financial insecurity. Maybe it's cracked because they fixed it and it cracked again. They're just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Maybe they just didn't have time to go fix it. So there's so many different variables to that cracked screen thing. But it's interesting that people just say, oh, no, she can't afford to get a phone fixed. I'm not going to call her. That's not the woman for me. I think that's super shitty. But Nonetheless, this thing about people, I equate it to Blackberries back in the day. Having a Blackberry was definitely a status symbol, and iPhone is no different. You know, especially in third world countries, if you have an iPhone, you come from some sort of money, some sort of royalty, some sort of trust funds, all of that good stuff. Here in the US, yes, iPhones are more accessible, but still, you know, it's got that, I can't even call it a stigma. It's got that perspective to it where, or a perception to it where people see it and they go, he's got money to afford an iPhone. He can buy me a drink. You know, I don't really agree with a lot of it, especially coming from the tech angle where, you know, when the new Samsung comes out, the new Pixel or Motorola HTC, whatever it is, there's so many reasons why these phones are technically better than an iPhone, but people just don't see it that way. I want to know about you guys. What do you think? Have you run across this? Have you ever been dating someone and they're like, ooh, you have an Android phone? Like, and they made it a point of conversation. I don't think it's as far-fetched as a lot of people think. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Right here are 2 videos that you may enjoy, and in the middle is that subscribe button. Hit that button, rock out with your boy. My name is Ramon, and I'm out of here. Peace.